Hey, what's up, guys? So before I get on to um, letting you hear the stream, at first what I was gonna do was cut it up, honestly, but there's just so many bits and pieces in here where I cover so much stuff. I'm probably just gonna cut out the very beginning where there's not talking where I'm first starting, and then I'll leave in all the swing updates, the morning stuff, some of the different trading, some of the different breakdowns I cover, the different topics. But I'm gonna cut out some of the parts where there's not much talking. So I'm sorry that I didn't get to cut it up as much as I wanted, but that's very hard to do with just how many different things we talked about. Because each morning we talk about day trading, swing trading. I really do cover a lot, so bear with me on this edit here. But hopefully you guys get a good picture for what we mainly talk about each day. And just real quick before I do this, just so you guys have a little bit of reference point. Some of the swings in the very beginning that I talk about are from our swing trading channel. So if you aren't checking the channel, you're missing out. We do have winning plays, we do have losing plays. I'm not sitting here saying we only win. No, we definitely lose plays. But we had tons of plays work out these past few days that were just account changing. From Facebook to Tesla, where we held it from the day trade from last week. TXN over 30%. This was insane. Some of these trades. The beginning of the week we lost pretty good size on Roku, but we made up for it 10 times that on just one or two of these trades here. So it's okay if you didn't take the trades, but I at least want some of you guys to scroll up this channel seriously. Like, try to understand why we like some of these trades, why we enter, why we exit. And I made this channel this weekend just for that exact reason, because you can go to YouTube, you can go to the educational section, but I'm tired of sending people to different places. If you want to be serious about this, then you need to start in this channel and take it serious. Go back through, find your own examples, visualize, paper trade, staircase yourself up into this system. So that's why I want you guys to review that. But hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy the stream clips, and I'll see you guys later on. Thank you. There's also a good range right here on GM from what JBake just said. GM and Steezy. 6280s and 6140s. Oh yeah, is anybody in Tesla or Facebook from last week's swings? Those especially. Jeez, we were up kind of big on the Tesla swing. 122%. And then we got Facebook at 7150 still. Oh no, I'm sorry, I just loaded 140%. Watch Tesla to hold over that new high if you are watching Tesla for new pops. Let's also watch NIO. NIO's been popping their highs as well. The bot kind of alerted early. It doesn't alert entry until the 10-minute candle closes, so that's why you don't see that until the first 10 minutes pass. More passive trading happens. But for scalpers, NIO's been popping all the levels you need to be watching right now. Also, look at their daily time frames. Don't just stick yourself to the 5-minute. Remind yourself, what are you looking at here? If you actually look at NIO, you have tons of levels above still. It might have popped through a bunch of needed levels that need to get above, but this gap shows a very, very heavy amount of buyers, and the next big level is 42.40. I mean, that's another $1.10 up. NIO might run pretty big today. A couple other ones that we cut and I'll be looking at in the near future will be like stocks like Chewy, DDD. We had Snap that we're still. Are we still in Snap? No, we're not. That's right. We cut Snap because they all those plays cut the base. DDD, Chewy, Snap. We had a lot of really good potential plays cutting their 4-hour bases, daily time frame bases. So gonna keep those on watch in the near future though. Doesn't make them bad plays. Just gotta wait a little longer. Let's go see Spy. This is worthy of a screenshot. SPY looks like it's trying to break up, guys. Again, remember I said this was the important level. This is just all-time high. This is not as important as the meat of the bone. Remember, this is just a wick on the bigger time frames. This is after hours trading, so it's already broken out. Bullish is happening. Rising volume close over. SPY is breaking out. 47.23, 47.25 can be our double confirmation though. I'm gonna adjust this just to that 47.25 just so I don't have to keep saying that. Yep. Who's in Tesla with me still? We're up 146% here. Oh yeah, I need to not forget about TSM. Which one of you guys said that the other day? Was it you again, Tyler? Did you say it twice? One of you were so right. Or no, it was Jay, and then I'm seeing you say it again. Okay, both of you were on it. Yeah, cause I saw one of you say it's about to break its range, and you guys are 100% right. We were literally just talking about that too. So very very good watch. But this is probably the next best semiconductor breakout. These guys work with Apple very 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 heavily. So I'd be watching above this area here. I'll actually just send it in there because this is who I took it from. Was Jay. But yeah, that one's doing really good. Lowering volume so far, so you might have one more retest before the breakout, but we can watch that along with Nvidia, AMD again, which you can see they're moving more. So just a quick little quiz question here. What all levels would you guys mark now that you've seen a candle like this push initially? You know, I bet a lot of people don't know what levels to mark next. What level should you mark next to help you out going into the next few minutes or so, next 10-20 minutes? Control point open and close. Oh, of the open and close. And then you said control point for breakout candle. And yeah, those are both essentially right. You know, of that first candle, you need to mark that control point, but then also that new high. That's gonna be a pretty useful level right there in the near future. So even if you did want to erase your other levels that you had, now you can add on today's levels. But most likely retest point is going to be that 4088. And remember what I told you guys in some of my videos too, and we talk about this in streams a lot. Um, the retest point isn't always going to be held by a lowering volume red candle. Sometimes it'll be a weird, crazy lowering volume blue candle. You know, but look where that wick look where sellers took this all the way down before deciding, all right, buyers can have it again and wicking it back up. You know, this isn't coincidence. This is how it works. This is basics of price action there. That retest. But you guys are right. Thank you, Al and VK, for answering that. 100% correct. But just for anybody who didn't know, that's what we look for. We want to mark the new high of day. We want to mark the control point, which is just basic. It's a fancy word for just saying I'm marking the halfway point of this candle that is important. This candle broke out of the levels we're looking at, right? So I want to see the halfway point of that candle. Yeah, NIO is still holding above. Tesla's still pushing up. I don't even want to look at the Tesla position right now. %188% proceeds to look at position. Plug. I see you say plug dojis. Those are our favorites. These candles, a lot of the time, when you have wicks, these legs, you might hear people call them, are big signs of indecisiveness. So this just means you need to wait for more info. So we need more info on plug here before you actually get a sense of like a one-directional move, really, on that play. Damn, Jay is killing it. 33% on that Apple call out. And those contracts were for big plays too, so over 30% on that's really good. Looks like Leland's still holding TXN. Looks like I could try and get into a late entry with him on that swing. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, I gotta delete all this. Might be able to enter the swing entry with Leland. This is a push here. We already got 1 base, 2 base. We have rising volume. So I want to go from this breakout. I'm going to go from this breakout to the high right here. And then I'm going to mark 50%. If I ever see it hit 193.20 today, I'm definitely getting in with Leland. But we're also going to do this because technically this candle also matters. So this might be a good intraday by the dip spot. 194.50. We'll adjust these to a little cleaner level. The Facebook swing up about 77%. Looks like we popped the PMH, have the same talk there, except they went all the way and did about a 100% retracement to the pre-market high. A known level. So what level do we need to have marked here? We need to mark the new high. Okay, Jay has got more contracts. The position is up like 100 and something percent. Okay. So new play to watch over for Facebook would be about 353, 352.70, little area there. Beyond pushed under, returning back with lowering volume, you might get an 80% entry at 77. Double confirmation under what level? Just like the other charts marking the new high, we're marking the new low. So double confirmation for beyond to hold under below 76. Neo's still holding that control point, still hold that new high. We still have lowering volume though, so not as strong push. That might also be because of Tesla. So if anybody's going to be watching Neo, you need to mark the same levels we just talked about, but on Tesla. So you want to mark that new high, mark that PMH, and of the breakout, mark that control point. So you need to be watching about 1179.50. Hopefully you have lowering volume on top of that, or possibly even the PMH, as you saw on Facebook. Facebook did that whole retracement to the PMH, so you might see that again, but on Tesla. But we'll see here, though. Control point 1179.50. Alright, guys. Good thing we were talking about that early. From Jay and Tyler's watches, it looks like we're looking above the 125.30s, up to the 128s. Above 128s is another confirmation, just from bigger time frames. So it's already breaking above good levels. But we'll look at that end of day to see if we get into the swing or not. Facebook swing is up 90% right here. Tesla swing up about 160%. We're still holding the runners on those. What else are we looking at? GE, just mentioned them shortly. Above previous day highs. Looks like they had rising volume close above as well. GM still within their previous day high, previous day low range. Alright guys, who's in Tesla? It's pushing again after holding, guess what? 1179.50. So we'll see if we can get a rising volume push over this new high of day for double confirmation that Tesla wants to continue. So we're looking for rising volume and a close over. Chuck on the trade floor said Google dropping hard. Next big support level is 2960. Good call out, man. Yeah, it's breaking that previous day close, previous day low. Looks like it made one indecisive drop right at open, and it's even closing under that new low of day now. Looks like you're also looking for rising volume for stronger continuation on that chart. Good watch, Chuck. SPY still working itself up to that 47.25 so far. We have our first slowdown. Let's go ahead and grab our control point. Our first real slowdown, I should say. So I'm going to grab 50% of the breakout so far and the new high. So 47.20 and 47.22. Still looking above 47.25 for an all-time high breakout. Looks like the extra options bot just called out Home Depot calls at 8:46. It's been 2 minutes. So they called it out early of this candle. Good call out so far on that one, and it has decent volume. Looks like it's trying to pick up. You can get rising volume on that. That play also looks a lot better. Look what AMD just did. If you guys read that BB Trading Strategies channel, what is this? What type of trade is this? Does anybody know the label behind this? It even has lowering volume. This was literally just posted in BB Trading Strategies the other day. Does anybody know the name of this? Don't be scared, guys. Type on Trade Floor if you guys aren't if you're not sure, if you do know the name. Even if you're not sure, throw a name out. Rally base rally, buy the dip. This is a retest entry. You have a retest here. So you have your breakout above a level, a pre-market high or a previous day high, whatever you want to have marked on that chart. And then you have your new high. You have a reversal of an indecisive candle with a long legs on both sides, just overall, no matter what you want to call it. Another very indecisive candle, lowering volume to hold the 9, and what other level do you think it held? Just like Tesla, it held its control point. Just like Facebook, it held its control point. Pushed a new high with not rising volume, so not as strong of a push so far on AMD. But that held for an 80% entry, that held for a retest. Even if this wasn't for actually trading it, you could see the beautiful retest there on that 9 and the control point of the breakout. Good stuff though. And thank you guys for throwing some answers out. Even if you're wrong, it's okay. I mean, we're all gonna mess up names of stuff or mess up what we think something is. It's all about rhythm. See Facebook's still fighting. Let's go see that Tesla chart, see if they're still fighting. And you can see they did push with rising volume, so they actually did have a good accumulation of a 3-bar play holding a control point. But see, we're not just giving you a name and telling you that's how you play it. We're telling you exactly how to mark the levels, what they are. And it's not hard. None of that was really that hard. You just gotta wait a little bit. Facebook's pushing as I was just talking about it. My bad, PayPal. What's up, Ripcord? Yeah, my bad, Apex. I'll go back to Amazon. PayPal may be going to 183. Can you confirm? Jeez, I didn't realize it was still going. I mean, I'm glad to see PayPal dropping because I know that we're going to definitely catch a badass play on this in the future. So what I'm kind of looking at whenever I see these drops, regardless of the ticker, is basically what consolidation do I have over here? Because I can see this is basically going to be a low volume area. This should be a higher volume area. If anybody knows why, let me know in the chat. But basically, yeah. Let's see, what is this breakout here? You have this emerging candle breakout before it pushes up and holds. So 177 is worst case short term. And then we have control point of this range, which is probably about 180 something, 183s. And I'm on the weekly to do this. So let's grab about right here, and then 50% of that range. So yeah, about 186, 185, and then you have 177. And then of course your Sykes too, ripcord, your 180, your 185. Higher volume because it's consolidating within that channel, right? Yep. Because this is basically going to be all buyer volume. And then you're going to have buyer and seller volume in here. So you're just going to have more volume, more trading that happens in here. It's not really saying this is a better range or this is a better range. It's just saying what has more volume in it because of what happened within that area. What happened within this area was just bullish volume up. What happened in this area was up and down for a little bit. So you took puts below 191. Let's go look at how you did. There's 193. New low at 190. Oh, okay, I could see. You were looking at that weak retest, weren't you? That weak push up. And that's a very good rejection because you have legs on the top side and they're lowering and you have lowering volume after it broke the important level of 193. So he doesn't even care that he missed the beginning, 1 minute drop that's near impossible to catch. He's looking for a play he can catch. Very good job, Ripcord. Very, very strong. And you had that rising volume push too. Getting a little bit of indecisiveness here. But definitely a good entry so far. I like that a lot. My bad though, Apex. We'll go back to Amazon. I just realized that bot never sent my Facebook post. That's awesome. Whatever. If anyone's paying attention, they would have noticed. Alright, so Amazon, let's back out. What did I do here? Oh, this is from the channel the other night. Let me delete that. Alright, so I'm going to focus on grabbing this shoulder here, just so I can focus on just the top trading now. I'm going to grab that emerging candle, that emerging candle. From this point of breakout, I want to go to the top. Grab that control point, just a little off. And then we'll grab this recent high and this recent high. And that should be it. So it looks like basically on Amazon you're just looking for a push with rising volume over 37.33 or a reversal, and I'm talking like to actually grab puts with passive entry would be way down here. So you kind of have a little bit of a range up here from the all-time high area. So are we going to actually build some base here? Now let's kind of focus in this area. What's the control point of this candle that I just marked? Get this blue out of here. I want to know this because this is the candle that got me to this point. So I want to know what's the middle. Just grabbing the middle. It's about 36.30. So technically this could retrace to 36.30, which would catch up to about the 9 if this did end up dropping, because the 9 would pick up, of course. So we'll see actually if that can do that around 36.15, 36.30s. And then Amazon looks like it'll be a really, really good spot for buy the dip. An aggressive swing entry. Passive swing entry, you'd still be waiting for the retest and then the push back over that 37.33. Hopefully that makes sense. And that's again why I made that BB Trading Strategies channel, because this covers everything I've been looking at this morning. But I want to be able to tag people on it and go post another example and then tag that channel. So I want people to go back through that and review it multiple times. And we'll be adding stuff over time. JBix inside bars that we trade, along with the new feature I can't talk about yet. That inside bar strategy is dangerous. It is in a good way. It is really, really good. Anytime you see a day trade inside of a day, you mark that previous day high and low, and it makes for good scalping opportunity. No need to go crazy on anything else. GE, I mentioned this before, during, and now I'm talking about it again after. Also posted in the trade floor, I think. I don't know where I posted that, but we talked about it in here. And you can see the rising volume close, just a basic 40% entry here. And then you've seen the continuation. You had one candle push up. This candle hold 50% of that candle, and now you're seeing a weak continuation. So it's a good time to take profits if anybody did in fact take that play so far. For anybody scalping or just day trading quick plays. If you're looking to try and hold this a lot longer, you're going to look for that 9 EMA to hold. You're going to look for this breakout candle to hold. You want to see those levels hold. Let's go look at your trade, Chuck. You said 20% scalp on Apple, look to ride the 9. Sellers haven't moved in. SPY pause at 472.50 with lowering volume. Looking for continuation to 473 with rising volume. Good stuff, man. Good update. And yeah, you could say Apple's on a tear streak. And yeah, it looks like he ended up scalping that HD play. Since then, it's had rising seller volume, but they're still above a good breakout level and the 9 EMA. Oh yeah, Cat. Thank you for reminding me. Previous day high, it pushed above with, closed here, with rising volume on that recovery so far. So I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm not surprised to see these gaps here. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a slowdown and then a continuation, just because of how much it recovered from that low so quick. Might not though, might just continue. But I always like to kind of look for those kind of things whenever you see something recovered that strong. That's just insane. Good stuff on Caterpillar. Let's go see our levels on NIO, Tesla, Facebook, all the control points we marked. You can see NIO, after it did that one retest of its control point, pushed up with rising volume the whole way up. Had a almost matching seller volume there. Good hold, and we have our wicks rising. So it looks like it might give us continuation, but we have that 4240 to look out next for, which actually, if you guys remember from earlier, is almost that recent high. It's that kind of other high from the emerging candle. So very, very big level there. Oops. Just a continuation analysis on here. We do have rising seller volume here. So a good reaction by the sellers, but they held a really good bullish level. And also a good thing to note when you do see things like this, because what's big is if this was bigger than the volume of the buyer. So if these were like way down here and had rising, and then you had two bigger sellers, that would be a more cause concern there. So you still do want to see a pickup in buyers here because of this popping up here, but it's not as big of cause for concern because there is a decent amount of buyer volume here. There is kind of a match there. So damn, Cisco on fire. That guy's message says, lock profit early today, which I agree with. Don't leave money on a bad note, I agree with. But he says we have all week to print. I wish we did. End of this week's going to be low volume, and Friday's a half day. go back to NASDAQ and SPY real quick, check how those are doing. So we got NASDAQ over here pushing new all-time high again, basically from open though. SPY, on the other hand, that was the one we kind of had to look out for, because it had the push over, the meat over the bone, but it didn't have the true all-time high push. Now we have seen that, so very, very good, strong push on that one. And look, and don't just look at big candles going over good levels. Look at the volume too. Review the volume every time. You know, what pushed you over this level here? What got you there? You know, opening candle. Okay, well, not much to talk about that one then. Lowering volume as it kind of just traded to the side, but still traded up. Rising volume push again, as it did what? Push this level. This is the level we were looking at, 47.25. That is where it decided to have that rising volume. That isn't just coincidence. Again, kind of had a weird slow down trade, but it still pushed up, lowering volume. You know, and it should be trading just like this to your volume. You should be able to almost tell me what's happening to your candlesticks just based off your volume. You see big push, that's the new all-time high, 47.39.50. And now we're getting a reset candle so far. But hopefully that makes sense to anybody here listening along for the volume stuff. Big channel that kind of helps me out with this stuff, just to help me review just over and over, is going to that workshop that JBake made. So make sure to go through the workshop class. It's number 4. Workshop at number 4. So make sure to check those out. And then the volume and fibs channel. Those two help me out big time. American Airlines pushing the PMH, as Devo said, on the trade floor with rising volume. Very good push so far. Let's also go look at JETS and then Boeing for double confirmation. Alright, so just instantly I can tell I want to see Jets over 2240s, or this is a failed push-up so far. Let's go look at Boeing. And Boeing still sitting on its base. Nothing amazing there. So if Boeing doesn't fail, we can push back over. We'll go from previous day low to low of today. And yep, it lines up with about that. So we'll just leave it right there. Leave it right there. Yeah, so we'll do 212.55 as a break above. There's a really, really good range on BA here. And yeah, Facebook pushing higher but with lowering volume. I'll probably look to close out one more of my runners right here, because we're probably back up over 100%. Yeah, we're up almost 110% here. I'm going to close one more. Good job on that trade, seriously, if y'all took that with me or even just got to watch and see it all play out. Alright, I had to update that position. 10% day trade on Facebook, 2 scalps today. Good stuff, Ripcord. You're killing it. You know, a lot of people look at this and be like, that's nothing but chop. You know, you see nothing but opportunity. Good job. Amazon setting up for buy the dip. Let's see. Got our previous day there. New low of day about right here. And yeah, we'll see what's happening here. Looks like it might give either continuation, or we need to hold this low here so we can try and build a base. Rule number 1 of buy the dip, you want to build a base first. Drop base drop on PayPal setting up. Let's see that one. And yeah, I think you're right. Ripcord on DBD on PayPal. This looks just like Boeing, honestly. It looks like a good drop base drop. This is literally what Boeing's doing right now. A little slippy though. Yeah, it's definitely hard too, because that, especially PayPal, because it's already so low on its bigger time frame too. While Boeing, you know, it's not as low, but it's still low. You know, I think, isn't PayPal like through supports and everything? PayPal still, I mean, BA still supports. Damn, I need some water. Big move already for the day. Yeah. Oh, I didn't go look at American Airlines again. They pushed that high with volume. Reversal with lowering volume so far. And now they're sitting on top of the 9. Let's see though. And again, why I say wait for plays like American. And I'm really glad I just showed that. When we went back to American Airlines and we said, I would love to take this trade, but I want to go see what Jets and BA are doing. What is Jets doing? Jets is still filling 2240, so I don't have that double confirmation. What did I say about BA as another side confirmation? I said I would love to see BA hold this support and push up. What did BA do? It broke support and is now about to have rising volume. So that completely devalues the American Airlines breakout. So if anybody, comes up to you and says this is a fake out, it really wasn't. You had plenty of indication that this was not going to hold over. It isn't bearish yet either, but it's not super bullish for entry either. But that was a good review. I exited the PayPal position for 8% because it's weekly. Because it's a weekly, but looking for and that's good, man. Because if it was like a next week, you probably could hold through a little bit more and see if you could try and squeeze more out of it. But you have it this week on a short week, and it's already in a kind of a area. Whatever. 8%'s fine, and you're gonna probably find a better play with that 8% anyway. Plus, definitely not bad to just chill this week a little bit more. And yep, and there's Amazon holding under that 36.56 with volume so far. Had the same move back to back actually. If you had capital left, you would buy a quick scalp dip. Yeah, it'll probably hit about 36.30 from the bigger time frame that we marked. Remember what we said earlier too. Whenever Apex asked about the Amazon chart and everything, talking about it. Good control point area, 36.15 to 36.30. So kind of where price is getting towards right now. So if there is going to be a buy the dip spot, it might actually be happening pretty soon. But before looking for any longer hold day trades for buy the dip, you definitely want to see more of a base get built. I knew what Steezy meant though. He's just looking for quick buy reaction. Definitely normal. AMD killed it. Beyond had that rising volume close under. Indecisive recovery. They got back above that 77 though. Very good example of how to tell if something is an 80% entry, which I posted for potential. I didn't even talk about the other, but really good indication though is this candle right here. I mean, it's just small indecisiveness. So it's kind of hard to just enter an 80% entry instantly. If you do, your stop loss is going to be that 77. So you shouldn't have really lost that much on this if you did. But regardless, this is a really good indication because at that moment, this looks like a really good 80% entry back to the downside, right? And it is. So if you end up taking that aggressive play, this is your stop loss. That 77, the play that you looked for the downside initially, and then you would have used this 76 right here as double confirmation that it would keep going down. But you had an indecisive candle in between and a good candle push with rising volume back above that 77. So you had the best friend indication from indecisive candle to a decisive candle, close over the 9 and the close over the level, and you had rising volume. So a lot of really good indications to definitely be out of that trade. If you took that aggressive, if you were still looking and waiting for a play, this would have shown you, all right, I definitely can't look for an 80% double confirmation to the downside now because it pushed back up. So now you're still just kind of waiting for the overall range again and your new high of day. I might actually get an 80% entry here on Caterpillar. I see Ripcord said watch Cat for retest of PMH, which is that? It's pretty close. Good example of an 80% on Microsoft. Let's see it. And yep, Chuck, hit it right on the nail, man. You have lowering price after a breakout. Let's start from the beginning. So breakout level would have probably been about right here because it's your previous day high, and it about lines up with pre-market high. But you have rising volume open. Of course, very indecisive, very hard to enter. I'm not going to be Captain Hindsight and say, yep, enter that. And let's say you didn't like that these didn't have rising volume. What could you have done next? You know, we're at this point. Let's say we're at this candle. We don't know what comes next. You know, what the only info you have is the breakout level and then these 5 candles. Well, just from what I've gone over today, we needed to mark your new breakout to high, mark your control point, and you can see where did price go back towards to test before pushing higher with lowering volume. Everybody's probably, you know, wondering how can I look at airlines and look for a potential breakout. We're still waiting for that. BA is trying to hold. We have Jets needing to push 2240. Good push back up so far, but nothing amazing. We need to see that pushed with rising volume. American Airlines and a couple other airlines that are sitting in really, really good spots. I just want that 200% on Tesla. Is that so hard to ask for? I need one more high of day push to be up 200. TSM's above 127. This man Jay is something else. And yeah, Neo did push that 4240 like we talked about earlier from that just common resistance. I guess Tesla did help push it up a little bit more. It had rising volume, and now we're getting a seller reaction back down. So good second push on Neo. Anybody in the TXN swing from the swing bot? TXN just filled a gap on the daily. It's possible we may see a rejection of 196.50. Leland said we're up 30%. If you see the price rejecting this level, feel free to take profit. And yeah, definitely not a bad time, guys. Good, amazing call out by Leland. We were wanting to call that out really bad. We like TXN a lot. And it was kind of a rough trade there, but he held through it all. I mean, look at all the retests it had, and it just kept pushing with rising buyer volume. Very, very strong push and call out by Leland. Couple day hold on that one. And yeah, I was just updating a couple of the plays posted to my actual channel. We had that close under here with rising volume as mentioned in the stream. I posted it in my channel, and then we had the first target get hit for Boeing. The next target is another dollar down at 209.50s. And then I was also talking about that Neo push, but we already talked about that in here. My bad, guys. I'm trying to catch up to some messages. I see y'all talking about Amazon breaking out in the 5-minute, and yeah, look where it's trying to bounce from too. It's not just a random area. It is not just a random area. This is where the control point of the breakout is. This level right here is from the bigger time frame. 36.17.47 right here. And what level do you think this is? This is a control point. Very, very strong level. So we have 2 of them right here just kind of sitting here, and that's kind of where the lows are. Could make them a little bit more accurate, but it's about that area. Steezy said Amazon looks so nice on the daily. Don't think it'll break the 9, but definitely reaching for it. Yeah, I don't think it'll reach the 9 today, but it definitely might tomorrow if we in fact get a third retest day. So there is a possible third reset day here if it doesn't do it all today. And then we'll have to see where market is, because if market's sitting in a good spot, you might actually see this bounce perfectly, and this might be the retest play to be in. You know, Amazon might be the next play to jump into. We had Facebook and Tesla there. We had Nvidia there for a while. Netflix. You might see Amazon come back on the rotation again. And good job, guys, if you've caught any of the last couple swing trades with us. Just from the past few, we had a pretty decent sized loss on Roku from that downgrade, but then pretty much we bounced back very strong with Over 100% on Facebook. We've had almost 200% on Tesla now. TXN from Leland got over 30%. He's still holding. There's a couple other few good smaller ones in there. But good recovery so far from those losses on Roku. Tesla daily bullish kicker. Let's see. No, that's just a gap up. Because remember, that previous day, if it was red and then you started entirely over it, then it would be a kicker. But this is just a normal gap up, which is still bullish. Still very bullish. You want to see gaps as you push over the 9. You want to see gaps as you push over important levels. So if we get another gap up over 1215, you might as well target 1300, 1400, 1500. If it gaps over, you know, this high right here, this blue candle. Gaps are very, very strong signals. I use a lot of them. I mean, you can check that strategy channel, but gaps are a huge indicator for strong pushes down and up. They're also good signs for if you're oversold or overbought. Because let's say, like right here, you know, breakout was way, way, way down here, right? And then you had all this run, another gap up, gap up, gap up. You know, the more you start to see these gaps and you start to see weaker candles, the more you should start to realize, okay, I'm way overbought. And that's why I was saying that over here. You know, chill out on Tesla because it's starting to gap up with weaker candles. It's not a good sign. You know, you got to remember, it didn't just break out here. It broke out way, 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 way down here. You know, it's been running. This isn't the first or second or even the third gap. These are probably like the 10th or 12th gaps on that run. But very good indications though. You can see you have a gap over here. Reset candle. Another push up for a new high, and then you get a gap. So good indication for buyers on Tesla daily. You just need that double confirmation now. That's the only thing anyone's waiting for is this. This is the only thing anybody who's bullish on Tesla is waiting for, is this level to break above. Don't forget your reset spots. You have an entire gap range here, which is also a good area for a control point. Tons and tons of good levels around Tesla though. Amazon as well, very clean. I say easy. I want to say they're easy to chart right now, but it's just because they're in plain sight. They're up there at the top of their charts. So it's not many levels to mark or see through. Should be a lot easier. Netflix break below 674. But yeah, just remember kicker versus a gap. But both are very bullish. Netflix is breaking down. Good call out. Good continuation right there. You could see the kind of the ugly flag there. Look at your volume too. You know, after you push down here with rising volume, what do you have from these candles to this candle? Lowering. Low volume. Even just under my average volume line, it's low. This was actually my posted break below today was that previous day low. You can see we gapped up under that, or gapped down under that. Indecisive candle, lowering volume push, reset candle, buy reaction, indecisive seller reaction, and then just a bunch of consolidation sitting under the break below in the 9. The first actual good confirmation on anything to the up or downside was this candle here to the downside, and now this candle here pushing a new low with rising volume. So good indications on that. Thank you, Chuck. He says, by the BTFT, I shouldn't say that out loud. Spotted Roblox for a BTD setting up. Close over 9 with rising volume. Roblox. Okay, yeah, you are 100% correct. We just need a base build now. I like the drop we have, so let's mark that low. Where did it drop from? Let's get that as well. So let's get our previous day high. Previous day open, which is pretty close to the low. and then today's high. There's pre-market low. So we'll go from drop of pre-market low to low of day. And yep, right there, look at that. Look how scary that lines up. 130 point, I'm adjusted to 0.50. That is so scary how that lines up. I went from the pre-market low break to the low of day, and 50% retracement is perfectly right where it just rejected. So I'd say 130.50 is the level to watch, Chuck.